Camouflage and lipstick. Camouflage and lipstick. Pilot. Teaser. Exterior, forest, day, 1992. Shane McNally, 18, lanky with pale skin and green eyes, dressed in fatigues, runs through the woods holding an automatic rifle. He is 20 paces behind 9 other soldiers from his platoon. Super, fall 1992. His platoon leader, Duane Cooper, 21, African-American and built, turns around, shakes his head.
McNally, you're breaking ranks. Keep up.
I'm trying.
Erica, 19, a semi-butch lesbian with short blonde hair, leaves the formation, approaches Shane, inspects his enormous backpack.
No wonder you're behind.
She tightens the straps.
Come on, let's go.
I just need some water first.
Erica nods and runs to catch up with the platoon. Shane grabs the canteen dangling from his backpack, chugs greedily. He catches his breath and takes off like a gazelle, but seconds later stops in his tracks. He looks around the forest, desperately searching for the others, but they are nowhere to be seen. Shouting echoes in the distance. A group of enemy soldiers in darker fatigues heads towards him, their faces covered in camouflage. The enemy leader, 20s, spots Shane. He points towards him, signaling to his platoon. The enemy soldiers break into a run, chasing after Shane, yelling a war cry. Shane abandons his backpack and bolts through the woods. He changes direction abruptly, hides behind a tree. The enemy soldiers stop. With their guns drawn, they slink past Shane. Without speaking, the enemy leader signals for the group to split up. Shane is surrounded. His chest heaves up and down as he tries to catch his breath. He peeks through the foliage, setting his sights on a giant oak. He runs for cover again, but stumbles over a rock and breaks a branch. He manages to stay on his feet as the enemy soldiers notice him and charge. Shane runs for his life. The enemy leader raises his gun and pulls the trigger. Shane is hit. He falls to the ground. He grabs the side of his chest. He holds up his hand. Blood is not shown, but his eyes widen. Shane leaps up and starts running again, his face full of terror. End of teaser. Camouflage and lipstick. Pilot, Act 1. Exterior, suburban neighborhood, early evening. Super, 3 months ago. Shane smiles as he jogs on the sidewalk. He wears blue running shorts with white stripes and a wife beater. His toned chest glistens with sweat. He holds a cassette Walkman. He presses a button. The tape squeals as it fast forwards. He presses another button. Queen of the Night by Whitney Houston plays. He breathes heavily, lip-syncing the lyrics. He takes in the beautiful homes and gardens of the tree-lined street. Shane approaches a gray house which is practically crying out for a new coat of paint. The bushes in the front yard are completely overgrown. Shane walks up the driveway and goes right through the side door. Interior, homey kitchen, early evening. The warm yellow kitchen is covered in Bible verse wall art. Sheer off-white curtains billow in the summer breeze. The lights are dim, and a centerpiece of candles illuminate a round pink table from the 60s, which is surrounded by clear plastic chairs. His dad, Ted, 61, with salt and pepper hair and a gray beard, sits at the table in his wheelchair wearing a green Izod shirt. His mom, Susan, late 40s, stir-fries sizzling vegetables on the stovetop. She's the epitome of a 1950s housewife in a green and yellow striped apron. Her light brown hair is up in a French twist. Her horn-rimmed glasses complement her perfect makeup. His parents are in a hot debate when Shane walks in.
She was just a dumb blonde.
Who was?
Marilyn.
Shane gasps, takes off the Walkman, sets it down, tucks a lock of his shaggy, dirty blonde hair behind his ear.
How can you say that, Dad? She was one of the first actresses to start her own production company.
If you could call her an actress.
Shane shakes his head as he washes his hands.
Oh, come now, Ted. You love Some Like It Hot. She's wonderful in that movie.
Because she's playing herself, a tramp.
Tramp who could actually sing. You have to admit, she had talent.
I bet she really knew how to play the skin flute.
Ted laughs, as does Shane, but more reluctantly.
Language. And at the dinner table.
Shane takes utensils out of a drawer.
I'm going to rent The Misfits to prove to you that she was an amazing actress.
His dad doesn't respond.
With a face like that, she didn't need to do much acting. You can't take your eyes off her.
Shane sets the utensils on top of green napkins around yellow plates.
She had an X factor. That's why she became a star in the first place.
Or because she made a deal with the devil.
Only if you spell devil. 20th Century Fox.
Susan takes the frying pan to the table.
Well, one thing's for sure.
She slides some vegetables onto Shane's plate, then Ted's.
Those Kennedys really did a number on her. That poor girl.
She puts the pan in the sink, wipes her hands on her apron, sits down at the table. The three McNallys join hands.
Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts, which we are about to receive
from thy
from thy
bounty
bounty
through
through
Christ our
Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
Susan puts a napkin on Ted's lap and cuts up his chicken cordon bleu. Shane digs in. The food is so good, it's written all over his face.
You like it?
It's delicious, Mom.
I was a little nervous because I got the recipe from this woman who used to be a stockbroker.
A female stockbroker?
Is she the lady who just moved in across the street?
No, she has a new magazine. Martha Lewitt or something.
Well, maybe stocks weren't her forte. Because this is incredible.
The conversation dies. Susan gives Ted a look. He shakes his head.
So, your father wanted to talk to you about...
Here we go again.
I don't want to argue, son. But you should think long and hard before you give up that scholarship.
Look, I can't be running back and forth to campus at all hours of the day for drill and PT and...
Won't it cover your room and board? You could stay there.
And who's going to take care of you two?
We'll figure something out.
They're offering you a full ride. Do you want to start life owing all that money?
It's better than owing the Army 4 years when I graduate.
The Army made a man out of me and
Just because I don't like sports doesn't mean I'm not a man.
taught me responsibility.
I've learned enough about responsibility around here, which reminds me.
Shane looks at the clock.
Damn it to hell!
Language!
Shane jumps up, chugs down some milk, grabs a roll.
I got a jet.
Where are you going? You haven't even finished eating.
He bolts to the door. Susan grabs a piece of paper and follows after him.